Okay, we are starting with the live session. I've sent the links to everyone who want to join. So we'll keep this rolling. I hope the audio is going fine unless and until anyone puts it forward that it is not going forward. Okay, so this message is for those people who are thinking about ancestors healing program or ancestors healing mission, and they want to take part in it. They want to heal their ancestors, right? So we had shared this message along with the ancestors healing batch has been formed, and we are waiting for more and more enrollments. Okay, who can who want to join for the ancestors healing mission batch, which will happen only once a year. Okay, because we don't think about conducting this batch anytime in any part of the year wherein the portal is not open for the ancestors to receive the grace, right? So the only time the portal is open is around the Pitru Paksh. So we are combining the entire Pitru Paksh period along with a total comprehensive 43 days module, which will encompass all the rituals which is required, and it will provide a comprehensive ancestors healing, and plus day to day discipline and ritual, the energy which is required to push your ancestors soul ascension further. Now we'll come to the point that last video we discussed regarding uh, why is the ancestors healing required for you, right? So in this discussion, we'll carry forward from there itself. Now that you have understood why the ancestors healing is required, you got to understand now, why you, or why at this point of time, right? The thing is that in your entire bloodline, there won't be anyone who is so much spiritually sound or who has learned so many spiritual lessons the way you have learned in your family system, right? Although everyone is going through their uh, journey of birth, death, and this soul journey, everything, but the way universe has taught you, nobody else in your family system has been taught these things, these informations, these guidances, right? So you are the potential one for whom the ancestors have waited for generations, for ages, for you to be born in this family system and do the healing work, right? Most probably there can be a chance that you are one among the same ancestors and had to take birth in the same family system again, so that you could heal not only the ancestors but heal your own soul as well. So if you are the same soul who has taken rebirth in the same family system, right? So in a way, when you send those healing energies to your ancestors or do their uplifting, you will in a way uplift yourself directly as well, right? Indirectly it will always be connected to your ancestors, but if you are part of the same family system and the karmic debts were so much heavy or so much compounded that you had to take birth in this family system again, coming from the ancestral realm again to this 3D world, then also it is very much of necessary for you to choose ancestor healing, right? Now the thing is that over the years you were taught by the universe about the twin flames, about your energy, feminine, masculine. You were taught about law of attraction, manifestations, right? You were taught about forgiveness, self-love. You were taught about energies. You are taught about energy channelings. Many things universe has already taught you, karmic lessons, right? Inner child healing, and many other things you might have come across. Now, it's a matter of fact whether you have learned the lessons or not, or you have learned it in a negative way. Because I've seen people who say they are in a spiritual journey or something like that, but their lessons are on their own. They don't take the lessons as a meaning as it has to be. They learn it in their own way. Like there is a concept of go with the flow. Now what happens is that someone who is up in a player energy, right, of any gender and is in a player energy, has multiple affairs and this flinches and hookups and all those things. What that person is, oh, spiritual journey is same as the kind of prostitute mindset we have, right? Go with the flow. So universe also is backing my theory. So whoever comes along with, I will go and fuck with that person. So I am being spiritual, right? So they understand go with the flow in this way, right? Wherein it does not happen that way. If you only and if you have understood the spiritual concept the way it is intended to be understood, right, then it means that you have integrated so many lessons, so many healing work, so many shadow work with yourself or your soul, that now time has come for you to pass on the energy back to your ancestors. The thing is that unless and until your ancestors had blessed you, right, it would not have been possible for you to discover so many spiritual lessons or go through so many secrets of the universe by itself, right? You being able to learn the many concept of spirituality very easily in a short span of time is a clear indication that your ancestors wanted you and has helped you. Your Kuldevi, Kuldevta, your ancestors, right? Your family deity, all these energies, your spirit guides have guided you and assisted you so that you come up to a level wherein you will be understanding all these concepts and mastering them, right? Because without their grace, without their blessing, without their wish, it would be impossible for you to directly understand all these concepts, right? You see your parents, you see your elders, you see your siblings around you, they don't understand these topics. You go and discuss with them, they will have their own point of view, right? They won't understand these things at all, right? Why only you are the particular one in the family system who understands all these things? The reason is that your ancestors wanted you to explore all these things, learn all these things, heal yourself, gain some spiritual wealth, gain some spiritual knowledge, gain some high vibration, and then ultimately help themselves transcend from the ancestors' realm to a higher dimension, because even they feel stuck in that dimension, right? And they are not happy about it. So because as a karmic debt that you carry of your ancestors, it is the right time that after learning all these lessons and especially after gaining so much of spiritual wealth, after gaining so much of energy, it is a time for you to pay back to the ancestors who, out of anticipation, had gifted you or made those, avenues accessible for you so that you could learn these lessons very easily, right? All the guru that you met in this lifetime, all the mentors that you met in this lifetime, all the messages, channeled messages that you received in this lifetime, right, which has helped you to unlearn all the things which was far from reality, which was creating more and more illusion, in fact, in your life. Those things have been removed. Now your vision is clear. Now you are more clear about things. Now you have a better understanding of spirituality from where you started, right? Now you know things better than people around you, right? So because your ancestors, your family deity, they all have assisted you to, they have chosen you. In fact, they could have chosen anybody else in the same bloodline also. Why particularly you? Give a thought about this, right? And in every family system it happens the same way. There cannot be two enlightened fellows in one family system. I have never seen that in my entire life, neither in history, neither in anywhere people I have interacted with. There is always only one person in the family system who is enlightened. Although this does not mean that you guys are awakened or you guys are enlightened, but each and every one of you has the potential to be enlightened and be awakened. It's a very sad state of affairs that you guys have not chosen enlightenment and you guys have not chosen awakening in the true spirit or put in that much of efforts, or rather to be precise, gone through that much of suffering, accepted that much of suffering, through which the gateway of awakening could have opened for you, right? But simultaneously, you have got that potential. If not you, then there is nobody other in your family system, bloodline, alive at this moment who can do this task, who can take up this position. It is only you and no one else, right? But even if you don't understand this importance of why the entire bloodline, if it would have been shared a task, there would have been 2 or 3 fellow in your family system going through this twin flame journey, going through this enlightenment processes, going through this awakening process. It does not happen like that at all, right? Many a time I have seen, there are people who say my mother is also twin flame, my daughter is also twin flame, my grandchild is also twin flame. Those are all bullshit, right? Every twin flame parents, most likely as per my study, I have seen they are twin flames. They are twin flames, definitely. Either the masculine or the feminine parents, you watch closely, they are twin flames. But they are not the twin flames to do the light work. They are the twin flames, I suppose, just to, at their, beginning stage of twin flame journey or that kind of a thing, they don't understand the concept of twin flame and they are not able to do the inner work and shadow work at all, right? But in fact, they are twin flame, which means even if in the same family system there are multiple twin flames born, right? But the ability to do the inner work, the ability to do the shadow work lies only with one person who is alive in the family system, right? I hope you got the message. Which means that the ancestors chose you, ancestors assisted you, ancestors guided you, ancestors, made you accessible, or found out the best mentors, gurus, guides, and guided you till here, so that you learned your lessons. You settle down your karma, your own karma first of all, right? You settle down your karma among your parents, friends, relatives, people around you. Not create any more further karmas, whether good or bad. When karma, mostly, the beginner level of people think that whenever the karma word is coming, it is always a negative aspect. No, karma means good also. So your focus in life should be to nullify the karma, not to create any kind of a good karma or a bad karma. Good karma will also entangle you to have the results of good karma. Bad karma will also entangle you to have the results of bad karma. Anyway, the karma goes on. So, the wise decision in a spiritual journey would be to nullify the karma, neither good, neither bad, right? How you do it, we'll discuss in some other time if you guys are interested. Else, we move forward from this discussion here forward. So, if you are in that junction where you have gained a lot of lessons and a lot of healing work you have done for yourself, and you are not creating any further karmas with anyone, entanglement, you are more detached and concentrated on your own inner work and your own soul ascension, which means that eventually in this process you have gained so much of spiritual wealth, you have acquired so much of connectivity to the universe, to the creator energy, to the higher source, that now you are in a position to transmute this energy which is accumulated within you back to the universe, back to the ancestors, back to the people at large, back to Mother Earth, back to anyone if you want, right? You have become a kind of a master in these games, right? So if you have reached this position after doing a lot of inner work and a lot of healing work for yourself, and now you feel the onus, you feel the responsibility to do it for your ancestors, because that's the reason why you were born on earth, basically to settle your karmic debts. So karmic debts comes in a way of your karmic debts with the people around you, friends, families, relatives, siblings, and all. The more you settle the karmic debts with all those people, good and bad, all kind of thing, take it as a responsibility and pay back to everyone. Now you have a karmic debts with your own soul, your own forgiveness, your own guilt, your own pleasures, desires, lust, all those things which you have done, your own, forgiveness. You are not forgiving yourself for any kind of a thing that you have done in past life or this life. You carry the guilt and the burden and everything, right? You have settled those things also. Now what? Now finally you are at the position wherein you are so much healed, you are so much in a high frequency vibration, that you can pass on this energy back to the ancestors to heal them, right? It's a simple concept that if you have the wealth, only then you can pass on the wealth to someone. You can't help a beggar if you are yourself in a beggar position, right? If you are yourself seeking for some mercy from someone, how can you show mercy upon someone else, right? Especially in terms of wealth, in terms of energy. You are yourself, thirsty of water. How can you quench the thirst of someone else? You can't do it. To quench the thirst of someone else, you have to have the reservoir of large chunk of water, right? Prima facie, simple, understanding of, all these things, right? So accordingly, if you have that much of unconditional love, if you have that much of energy, if you have done that much of healing work through, the students who have enrolled for the Ancestors Healing Mission batch till now, they have done their Shiv Sadhana multiple times with us. They have done Shakti Sadhana multiple times with us. They have done Chakra healing. They have done Kundalini Sadhana. They have done inner work. They have done inner child healing, right? They have done self-forgiveness exercises. And many other healing modalities, right, over the years, not in within few months or few weeks. We have taken time to have the healing work, to have the energies settled in their aura over a substantial period of time. We have given that time. We started with Shiv Sadhana, and slowly we started doing many other modalities. So from many different angle, we have done the work which is supposed to do. And any kind of a gurukul, any kind of a school, wherever you join, right, any kind of a spiritual place, if you go, then these modalities, they will make you do. The name might be different. For Shiv Sadhana, they might call some other sadhana. For Shakti Sadhana, they might give some other name, right? But you go and have a check worldwide, all across, these modalities have to be covered. Without covering these modalities, there is in no way that you are going to understand spirituality. In no way you will complete your, soul work. In no way you will be healing your, soul or doing your inner work at all. It's impossible. I have studied many people, I have studied many institutions. My guru and the guru system also had, made me do all these things. When I was doing all these things at one point of time, even I did not knew the importance of this. But I had so much faith and so much, surrender mode, that whatever is guru is guiding or making us do, every time the modality used to be different. Many amateurs used to complain also, today we are doing this, tomorrow we are doing that, what is he even trying to do or teach us? There has to be consistency in pattern. But some of us did not use so much of brain. If the guru is making us do such thing, he knows better than us. We should not put our brain, right? And we kept on doing. When guru made us do inner child healing, I did not knew also that this healing work is called inner child healing, and the importance of it is so much, right? Further in the journey, I did not know at all. Neither there was any kind of announcement that this will be done. All of a sudden we sat, we did, that's it, right? So accordingly, even I have completed these many things from my guru and our guru mandal, right? But over the years, when these energies started working, when I myself started the channel and started interacting with people, then I understood that these things are very much necessary and needs to be done. That's the reason why guru made us do these modalities, right? Now the problem is that guru had advised me that you cannot pass on this knowledge, you cannot pass on this modality to anyone unless and until you yourself become a guru, which means I'm not a guru, so I cannot guide and teach the other person of this all this modality of this healing work, right? But I wanted to help these guys who are in touch with me, who are coming with problems, who wanted guidance, right? So without taking the position of a guru or giving any kind of a guru mantra, I requested my guru to guide me with modalities. I requested the universe so that I can do the same energy work with them, but in my own way, which I have developed by myself. It should not be what I have directly inherited from my guru. And accordingly, each and every module started getting designed for me. Shiv sadhana is one of a kind, Sakti sadhana one of a kind, inner child healing, everything I have designed, and especially the twin flame inner work, right? One of its kind, one of the best inner work program that before launch also we was so much convinced with the energy of that program that we had told you can go and search for those videos around I suppose it was around 25. Okay, those were announcements made for the inner work program. And we were so much convinced regarding the success ratio of that, the output of that. And it happened the same way. When the inner work program was launched, the people who believed on us did their inner work. We not only healed our own twin flame journey in a very different way, right? And we completed our inner work, but the last point of gift was that when they completed their master meditation sadhana from us as a conclusive master meditation sadhana for the inner work, right? The energy that they received, the blessings that they have received, all the students who participated for the twin flame inner work is so much empty, so much large, you can say, so much graceful that they are not even able to handle the energy even months after completing the sadhana, even months after. So the energy is there with them even after months, many months. Someone has completed more than 6 months also, someone has completed more than 2 or 3 months. All the people, they are still not being able to handle so much of energy which is given to them. It is something like when you are in a position of an ordinary man and a big bank comes in front of you and says that, okay, we believe upon you and we are giving you 1,000 crores of cash to take care of it, right? So imagine the kind of your mental state, how you would feel if someone comes up to you and says that these are 1,000 crore cash, put it preferably in dollar, okay, or euro, much higher value, right? Now you will go crazy. You won't know where to spend, what to do, how to revolve that cash, how to manage that cash. You won't have a complete idea because you are not designed, you are not habitual of handling so much of high value cash asset at one point of time. And exactly the same thing has happened to our students also. When this lot of positive energy was given to them, all of a sudden they started getting finicky about it. They started getting panicked because their soul, although it was welcoming for this, but they were not ready for this much of thing. In fact, nobody would be ready for this much, right? You can just imagine that, okay, 1,000 crore dollars is given to you. You can imagine and feel nothing about it. But what if it actually gets available at your doorstep? What will be the condition of you, your family? Everyone get panicked. Where should I keep it? If it gets stolen, what would happen? Where should I spend? Where should I hide? All those problems starts coming after you receive it. So when the energy was given to them, right, and they were blessed with these energies, right, if there would have been no pass on of these energies, then they would not feel any kind of experience at all. But each and every one of them are suffering from the problem of handling this energy, right? It's a very divine and graceful energy which people take years to go and meditate in the jungles, in the Himalayas, or in isolation, and still they are not able to find or locate this energy at all, right? But they got it as a gift of the final chapter of inner work healing program, and now they are just learning how to handle this energy. So if they are able to handle this energy over the period of time, well and good. If they are not able to handle, then forcefully you will have to take back from them. And it will be the same time when we take back these energies from them, wherein, all the people who are amateur enough to handle this, it will parallelly affect the lives of all the twin flames across who are benefiting out of, the leakage of this energy, right? So in this couple of months, you guys have noticed that the life pattern of everyone who's in the twin flame journey has all of a sudden changed, right? So people might not have known why this is happening, from when it is happening, and all these things. But the thing is that it all started from us, right? It all started from us and it will end from us only, right? But the sad part would be that those guys who are not able to handle this energy, when this is taken back from them, I don't know personally if they will ever be able to, be blessed with this energy again by the universe or not, in this lifetime or in any other future lifetime, right? Because it is a big test from the universe, which if they are not able to pass, which means universe will take it as a way that there is more, lessons or more time required for this soul to mature enough to handle this kind of energy. So let's not, focus on these set of souls. Let us focus on some other soul. So on a trial basis, might be again some other souls will be chosen from the universe, but they will not get a chance, right? And accordingly, all the people who are benefiting across worldwide, who are in this so-called twin flame journey, and their lives have suddenly changed in past few months, even they will get back to their previous patterns, or their life might be more miserable, because we are taking off, pulling back of energy, right? Any kind of energy, when it is pulled back, it will create a void, it will create a gap. When the water is there on the surface of the ocean, nobody knows the depth of the ocean, but when once the water is removed, you will see how much depth it created. So this energy, until the time it is there in your life, you won't know the importance of what this energy is doing in your life, right? Although it is trying to bring a positive note in your spiritual journey, but once it is removed, you will feel the voidness, right? You will feel something kind of a treasure, or valuable stuff has been taken away from you. That feeling you will have definitely. And we won't give any kind of announcement that we'll be doing today, tomorrow. That the way you guys have changed the felt the change of energy when we did this sadhana. All the twin flames across the globe, they have felt these changes. Accordingly, when we take back this energy from all the undeserving ones, again you will feel the change. Neither will announce when it was happened, when the energy was given, neither will announce when the energy will be taken back. We are just giving it as a pre-warning that those guys who have not done their inner work, start and complete your inner work at least 50% by the time we pull out the energy from each and every one of you. Or those who have completed the inner work and did this sadhana with us and are still unable to handle this energy, we have guided them in multiple one-to-one and group messages that they need to cope up with this energy, they need to handle this energy, right? But despite all those guidance and handholding, even if they are not able to handle this energy, then it is something like you are about to complete a PhD in spirituality. Just for example, I'm saying there is nothing as such a level in or classes in the spirituality, but suppose this energy is a PhD in spirituality, right? And somehow you are not able to get the degree of PhD. Now what will happen is that might be universe will push you back to grade 1, might be universe will push you back to grade 5, grade 10, wherever. It is the task of universe, it is not our task, right? Where it will push back, which means that the many lessons and many patterns which you have already faced in your life is bound to again repeat, because the past lessons which you have learned as a soul were not good enough for you to turn out so much mature that when this energy is given to you, you will be able to handle it, you will be able to accept it, you will be able to transform yourself along with this energy, right? So universe will again push you back from the PhD degree back to first grade, fifth grade, nursery, toddler, 10th grade, I don't know. You will be pushed back again, and again you will have to go through all those patterns, all those phases, all those learnings once again in your life until your soul is ready to receive this. So this time the initiation was from our end, we are taking full responsibility from it. Next time, never know who might be the instigator, who will instigate, for you all to do all these things, right? We never know. It might be someone else, preferably not us, because how many times universe will give this opportunity to create this kind of impact, right? It has given, we are taking full responsibility of it in and out, and we are guiding people, we are hand holding, and completely we want maximum of the people to pass on the thing and get hold of the PhD degree. And those who will successfully pass on with the PhD degree of this energy, what will happen is that their spiritual journey will transform in such a way that you will start understanding energies better, you will start getting downloads better, right? Your complete connection with the universe, your energy reading, and many things will completely drastically enhance all of a sudden, right? You'll feel that change in yourself. Many spirituality concepts which you took hours or donkey years to learn and still could not get it, you'll understand as soon as the word is uttered in front of you. You'll understand what it means to say, and in true essence, not in a false essence, which most of the guys in this journey take it. They understand the meaning, but they develop their own virtual meaning, own delusional word they create out of it, right? So those will be the benefit, which means that as a soul, when you are born on this earth, the larger task of you clearing your karmic debt, doing the soul work, doing the inner work, settling the karmic debts, uplifting your soul, and plus uplifting your ancestors, right? Which means that your soul will be so much free, so much baggage free, so much burden free, that your soul will start feeling light. As and when your soul will start to feel light, you will feel the happiness, you will feel the bliss without even having anything in your life. You won't be requiring any purpose or any kind of a thing that after this so and so condition only will feel like that. So it's a complete kind of a different vibration which you will feel. It will be kind of a rebirth in the same body, rebirth in the same life cycle. You will be reborn twice, right? You will be reborn twice. It is said that everyone who gets a guru mantra gets a rebirth, right? So accordingly, this kind of awakening which we have selected by ourselves as a way of inner work, we have taken this inner work program by ourselves, we have done the soul work by ourselves, is again a kind of a milestone in this spiritual journey, milestone in the spiritual journey, right? So from the beginning only, we have always seen this twin flame journey more as a spiritual journey, more as a soul journey than as a twin flame journey and all those kind of a thing that you guys mostly see people doing about all the romanticizing and fantasies and all those delusional stuffs. So twin flame journey is a very beautiful thing to learn spirituality, right? It is kind of a wormhole. You guys understand wormhole? There are two dimensions, and when you want to cross from two dimensions, right, from one galaxy to another galaxy, then it is said in science that there is a wormhole, and if you pass on through the wormhole, the journey which would have taken like a long 1 lakh years, 1 lakh light years, or that kind of a period, will be completed within few hours. Might be will complete it in a 1 day or 2 day. So wormhole gives that passage. So twin flame journey is that kind of a wormhole which will shift you from one dimension to another dimension, right? In the same life cycle, in the same body, in the same life span, wherein you will start as a normal human being, start as amateur, and you will finish up with the PhD degree holder, right? Now those who understand the entire this box of teachings, entire box of learnings, will make the most out of this journey by utilizing it as a wormhole, a shortcut, fast forward, a quantum leap, what, anyways, how you understand the message, you know, it is a shortcut for you to shorten your, spiritual journey. Many lifetimes people take, our gurus and many other gurus who were born, they were not in twin flame journey, so they had to take rebirth after rebirth in many lifetime and keep on doing the inner work, keep on doing the mantra sadhana, chanting and many things until they could discover the final, master meditation. We have gifted it as a way of a grace, but I see many people are undeserving to handle this grace, and as a correction we will take back this energy back from those people who are undeserving, because it is a complete insult, it is a complete disgrace of this energy to those who make fun out of it, who make mockery out of it, who have no respect for their gurus, who have no respect for this kind of inner work, those who don't understand energies despite many times we have repeated, those who don't have the right spirit to understand the right knowledge, and they understand everything in their own way, those who fear the suffering, and those who always seek only comfort zone. Okay, they can't resist some kind of suffering in their life, they always want happy things only to happen in their life. Those kind of people are not worthy of this, at least for this lifetime. Maybe they'll evolve in some other lifetime. We are nobody to sit and wait and validate. Until then, we are talking at this point of time when people are connected with us, we are seeing the results, we are seeing their changes that is happening, and yet we don't see every one of them taking the learnings and teachings in a very right spirit. So it has to be pulled back to the source, it has to be pulled back from where it came, until they themselves crave for this kind of a grace. So anything, I suppose, is freely given, or rather freely, it was a paid session. So anything which is given out of easy mechanism, okay, you sit for few hours of meditation and you give the grace, people won't value it, right? But you will have to spend 100 years, 200 years, or 100 soul journey, birth, rebirth 100 times, and then your soul will cry for please guide us, please elevate us to that level. Then might be it would be something of value for these people, then only they will appreciate this kind of a blessing, I suppose. Until then, when it is made easily accessible to them, they will think that it is just dustbin, this is just trash, because it was given so easily. Anybody who is deserving won't devalue such a precious energy. बट एनीबडी हु इज़ अनवर्दी, उनके हाथ में हीरा मोती क्यों ना डाल दो, आप कोहिनूर क्यों ना डाल दो, ठीक है ना, मणि क्यों ना डाल दो, आसानी से मिला था ना, दे वोंट हैव द वैल्यू, राइट? जब पिछवाड़ा घिसाना पड़ेगा, पूरा पिछवाड़े से पसीना निकल जाएगा, हर जन्म मरण के चक्रव्यूह में फंस के जब जो है ना ठोक बजा के जब सही हो जाएगा, देन दे विल अंडरस्टैंड, अरे यार ये चीज़ तो हमको किसी जन्म में आसानी से मिल गया था, बट हमारी औकात ही नहीं थी इसको संभालने के लिए। अब वही चीज़ पाने के लिए पिछवाड़ा छिलते रहो बेटा, हर जन्म में अपना धूल चटाई करते रहो, तब भी मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा गॉड नोज, ठीक है ना। अभी मिल गया है, जो नहीं रख पाएगा उनसे वापस ले लिया जाएगा। आई हैव टोल्ड दिस नाउ मल्टीपल टाइम्स, इट हैज़ गॉन टू द यूनिवर्स, इट हैज़ गॉन टू द रिकॉर्डिंग, एवरी टाइम एनीबडी लिसन्स टू दिस ऑडियो अगेन इट गेट्स रिफ्लेक्टेड बैक टू द यूनिवर्स। सो देर इज़ affirmation already on the universe, on our consciousness, everywhere it is already imprinted. Nobody can change it. It will happen, it is bound to happen that way, right? And it will happen in a couple of weeks, in couple of months only. I'm not even giving that much time, right? तो जिसको करना है, जिसको मैसेज समझ में आ गया है, good. Those who still don't understand the message, I think they are playing with their what you call this soul journey. They are playing with the nature. They are playing with their own inner work, their own birth and death life cycle. I don't know what you should name it, but they are making a mockery, a fun out of it. They have not understood life at all. They have not understood all these concepts, universe, God frequency. Those are the people who are searching God in the temples, in the churches, right? They are not these kind of people who want to experience God within themselves, right? They always want a outer validation, outer gratification to understand things. They can't feel the universe within them. They always want something from their naked eyes to know something, right? So that kind of idea of knowing things, that idea, that concept, even animals and dogs can also do, right? Even insects can do. You put a lunch box in front of a dog. Even the dog knows that this is the lunch box. This is the food I have to eat, or I don't have to eat it. This is my favorite meal. This is not my favorite meal. Everybody can do this stuff. All the donkeys, monkeys, animals, any creature in this world can do it. Even the parasites and viruses can do it, right? Mature thing would be that even without seeing anything in physical realm, without even seeing anything in the 3D world, you are so much aware at a soul conscious level that you understand whether this thing is meant for you or not, right? Without seeing, without hearing, without touching, without having any kind of a 3D validation from your five senses, just on the basis of energy, just on the basis of intuition, just on the basis of downloads, just on the basis of the subtle guidance that the universe places in your mind, you know that your path is right or wrong. You know whether you have to walk in the jungle or whether you have to select a different route. That is a kind of a cognitive bias that is required and expected from a spiritual seeker, right? Today only I was hearing some of best audio clips of Osho, wherein Osho was describing about AI and the matrix which is going on in this world back in 1970 video. Okay, so it is somewhere around more than 65 years, right? Around more than 65 years, 60 years already. And that person was describing AI. He was telling in future there will be this kind of a technology where a chip will be inserted in your body. There will be a technology where wires won't be used, wireless kind of a technology. Even Nikola Tesla did this kind of predictions, much before. But Nikola Tesla did it as a way of science, right? Nikola Tesla did it as a way of science. He was a science student. He was a science professor. He was a scientist. So for Nikola Tesla to do this, it can be understood, right? Because he is a science student. He does experiments and all these things, so he knows about this thing. But for someone like Osho, who is not a scientist, who does not work in a laboratory, who does not do any kind of this kind of experimentation and all this thing, right? But still, Osho could so well tell about the future, predict about the future. So when this kind of paperwork was also not done anywhere, those kind of movies were not designed, those kind of things were not being developed at that point of time. So from where on earth this guy knew so much about these many things, right? Which was not even happening, or not even if it was happening, it was not accessible to the outer world. It was happening behind the curtains, right? How come this thing was known to that person? Simply because that person was connected to the universe. That person was intuitively aware about what is going to happen in future, right? And could predict so well. Even after years after those videos, even those who might have listened to Osho at that point of time, even they might have doubted what this guy is telling, might gone fucking crazy, talking about stuffs we can't even imagine, AI and all those wireless technology and all those things. But right now, after 60, 70 years, it makes sense, right? You can clearly see the Wi-Fi technology, the 5G technology, the mobile phones, right? All those things which is wireless, and all those chips which has been designed as a tracker, the GPS and everything, right? So that is a way only a spiritually awakened soul can tell about the future, without having any proof around him, any physical evidence around him. But an amateur person always needs a proof, always needs a validation, always needs a reassurance, always need for public support, always need for someone to back out. They can't speak against someone. If 10 persons are nodding their head, yes, 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 that person will also nod their head. Yes. Whether it might not be the true sense, right? 10% is not supporting, the 11th person has the pressure also not to support. That person can't stand alone, right? But a spiritually awakened person won't do those kind of things, won't come under peer pressure, won't come under societal pressure. A spiritually awakened person is basically not living the life to please someone else, to please the fucking society. So that's why there is no rule that can bind a spiritual person in doing something which his soul feels right, but the society is against it, right? Anyways, I don't know if any one of you have got the message in true sense or not, because as far as I have known many of you, you guys are very much curious about these things. That's the reason why you guys have joined this live session even without any kind of intimation. I have not published any kind of intimation, nothing. And without damn thing, I just switch on the button and still people have joined to listen, right? So that shows your curiosity, that shows your interest, right? But that doesn't mean at all that you are already awakened, or you understand all these things also. You have a desire to understand, you have a curiosity to understand, but you have not understood till now, right? And that's the sad part also, because I see each and every one of you has the potential to make it, but I don't know, it's about the family pressure or your scenarios that you are married, unmarried, or your economical condition, or your piled up karmic debts which you have not settled in now, or your gender, I am so and so of gender, these are my problems, or of some age group that, sir, I am this so and so age group, I am a Gen Z, I have this problem, nobody can understand, I am an old fellow, I am about to die in few years, I can't do this. Any kind of excuses, any kind of problems, any kind of a thing might be hindering your growth process. But that's a very sad part, that although having so much potential in each and every one of you, none of you I see, are even near around unboxing that potential. And that makes me really sad. I wanted to see many, people like me, or even better than me, around myself, so that we could have a very fruitful discussion regarding these many topics, especially regarding to spirituality, energy, and all those things. But what I see is that a bunch of dumb fellows, curious dumb fellows, in fact, who are so much inquisitive about all these things. Sir, what is it, and all. Okay, talk, we are there to listen. But they are not able to process the inputs at all. They are not able to, analyze these inputs at all. They are not able to, because unless and until you are able to process, there won't be any output at all, right? You have the best of the fruits from the market, from your orchard, best of the apples, but you are not able to process those apples and make a fine wine out of it, right? What's gonna do? The apple's gonna rot. In any ways, it's just a waste, right? To preserve those apples for a longer duration, you have to convert them into a vinegar or a wine. And any process you go through, you have to be able to process that stuff in the machine. And the problem lies, as far as I have seen you as a collective, as an individual, each and everyone might have their own problems and stories and hurdles. But as a collective, the common thing is that you guys do not work on to process the message which is given to you loud and clear multiple times. The videos there, messages are there, you can watch 1,000 times. And the surprisingly the most beautiful and the simplest part is that when you listen to the guidance of awakened souls, Whether you listen to any one of them, awakened soul, any country, any people coming from any background, ethnicity, religion, anything, any gender, any age group, they will be talking the same thing. Because once you are connected to the source, you start getting the inputs and the downloads and the messages and the understanding of things in the same note in which it is intended to be. Might be there is a library, right? Some people might have, once you are awakened, some people might have access to book 1, some might be accessing book 5 for now, some might be accessing book number 10, for instance, right? But at some point of time, everyone will be accessing from book 1 to 10 altogether, right? So I have heard the messages from the awakened soul all across the globe, many people, and yet none of them sounds indifferent to me. Are yaar, to his message is different, this message is different, this person is speaking nonsense. It does not happen at any point of time. You listen to Buddha, you listen to Osho, you listen to Krishna, you listen to any person at any era they were born and they were awakened soul. They will be talking about the same thing, the same message, the same vibration, the same energy. Words are different, examples are different, the dialect is different, message is same, message remains constant, message does not change at all. The understanding of the message, the decoding of the message does not change at all. But how come you guys are not able to decipher the message which is clearly available in this era of technology? The world is open to you, everything is open to you. So I can't be biased here to put you in some bracket wherein females तो ऐसे dummy होते हैं, इनका तो दिमाग घुटनों में होता है, and I don't know what the fact is. This also can be one of the primary reasons that you guys are on a low IQ people. Either I have seen very highly intelligent females or generic females are low IQ people, low IQ stuffs, right, compared to males. But whatever the reason, whether you are a male or a female, the problem, the common bottom line which I see lies in not being able to process the information at all, not being able to process the downloads, not being able to process the guidance given to you from any channel group, from anywhere. Right? And as a matter of fact, what happens is that because you guys are not able to process, there will be no output. There were a lot many apples in the orchard. You guys did not know how to process. The apples got rotten. It got wasted. A wise person would have, sourced all the apples, processed it better, converted into wines and stored it into wine bottles and utilized it for centuries. Whenever they wanted to have it, they will have a sip of wine. But it requires processing basically. So the processing is completely missing from you guys. Completely missing. और तुम लोग का ईगो या तुम लोग का जो घटियापन है, जो तुम लोग का जो बुद्धि है ना, वो इस कदर है कि मतलब तुम लोग सिर्फ अपना तारीफ सुनना चाहते हो कि ना किसी तरीके से हमारी तारीफ करो, सिर्फ पॉजिटिव बातें करो, पॉजिटिव बातें करो. You guys cannot embrace the light and the dark together. You see the way universe is created, universe is mixed with two kind of energies, always contrast kind of energies. There is a third energy also, but rather than going on to electron, proton and neutron, we are just talking about the two. ठीक है, masculine, feminine देखो. तो एक दिन है, एक रात है, एक सुख है, एक दुख है, एक happiness है, एक sorrow है, एक sweet है, एक salty है. There is always an anti energy of the other energy, right? Night is always different from dark, sun is always different from moon, right? Happiness is always different from sorrow. It is quite the opposite, right? But how these two are entangled? When you are extremely happy, what happens? You start crying in extreme happiness. Have you seen this? Have you noticed this? Right? So it is always the contrasting thing, the yin and yang. Everything is trying to explain the same thing. But the problem is that you guys don't process, because processing is a very troublesome thing to do. It is a very hard work. You have to put your brain, you have to do a lot of introspection, you have to be isolated, you have to detach yourself from society and people who don't vibrate at the same frequency. You can't be sitting around with monkeys and talking about spiritual stuff. They will corrode your own intelligence, right? You have to be isolated. You have to detach yourself from those fucking average people. And it's very hard. Most of you need validation. अरे 10 लोग वाह वाही नहीं करेंगे, 10 लोग मेरा फोटो लाइक नहीं करेगा, तारीफ नहीं करेगा, तो सर रोटी कैसे पचेगा मेरा? तो इस चक्कर में ना आप लोग नहीं कर पाओगे कभी प्रोसेस. यू वॉन्ट गाइज बी एबल टू डू इट. सो this problem also I have identified and shared in a common platform. How much you make out of it is up to you, right? So this is a kind of a second or a third video which we have made in a live recording, which is regarding your ancestors healing mission. Okay, so still you have time. We have formed the batch, but we have not started the 43-day rituals. Okay, anybody wants to join, there is one person from across the world, from some other country. She has approached us for doing the ancestral healing thing, right? So even these this message is getting all across the globe now. Even she is interested to do this healing work, right? But you guys need to be in a position to do the healing work also. Ancestors healing, if you guys are yourself in a miserable position, never did Shakti Sadhana, never did Shiv Sadhana, never done your inner work, your shadows work are pending, your chakra healing is pending, your kundalini is pending, what healing you will pass on to your ancestors, right? You're already at the beggar state of living. तुम खुद ही भीख मांग रहे हो, तुम खुद ही जो है ना रहमो करम में जिंदा हो. तुम एंसेस्टर्स को क्या उतारोगे, उनको क्या जो है ना आप एनर्जी भेजोगे? किसी को कुछ देने के लिए आपके पास कुछ होना भी तो चाहिए ना, राइट? सो बट दोज गाइज हु हैव accumulated some kind of spiritual wealth in this journey, they are in a very good position at right now, to complete their karmic debts with their ancestors as soon as possible and get rid of these burdens. That was their mission, to be born on earth, to settle your karmic debts of any sort, with living, non-living entity, with people, with friends, with family, everybody in your life. You are just settling your karmic debts. And after you have identified all the people in your life where you have most probably settled your karmic debts and not creating new karmas and trying to nullify your karma one by one, then comes the part when you will finally take up the soul work to heal your ancestors, right? And you have to do it, because if you don't do it now, at some point or the other, you will be forced to do it, right? What if you keep it pending and die, and you also join the group of same ancestors in your lineage who were waiting for the soul work? So it is a kind of a mockery that will happen in the ancestral realm also, when you will meet your ancestors and they will say that you were sent there to fucking do the inner work, to fucking ascend our soul also, but you also came back empty handed. Now you too will have to wait as an ancestors, so that someone else in your bloodline will do the inner work, will do the healing work, so that you too get uplifted, right? If not, you will be reborn in this earth again to continue the pending task from where you left. So when you have this realization that why you were born on earth, why you came here, what was your mission to come here, then eventually you will understand the importance of these kind of messages, that in this message there is anything related to any person or anyone is getting benefited out of it. It is all here, all the guidance, all these kind of messages are only hitting towards you to complete your soul mission when you have time, when you have this mortal body, right? Because even the gods and the devils, everyone is feels envious about this human life, because the gods are bound by their own divinity, their own perfectionism and everything. They can't they can't do this kind of a karma, right? And the devils, the family of devils, is again motivated by the desires, the unfulfilled desires and everything. It is only the human who can connect with both these energies, the divinity and the satanic, the light and the dark, the day and the night. So if you see the placement of earth also, the earth is in between. There are 7 heavens above and there are 7 patal lok below earth. So there are 14 astral planes, 7 above you, 7 below you. In between there is earth, right? And the karmas can only be done when you are on earth. Positive karma accumulation uplift you to the higher realm, maybe Swarg or Janlok, Mayarlok, all these, Vishnu Lok, Brahma Lok, and all these places. Negative karmas will push you down to earth and the Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatal, many kind of Patal Loks, right? So 7 loks below you, 7 loks above you, you are in between. The same way, human body is in between, the divine is above, the devil is on your side. Nobody has the access to do their karma. It is only you who can do the karma. If you don't do the karma at this point of time, you might probably degrade down to any patal lok. You might get another human life wherein you'll have to continue your pending karmas, right? Or you might get stuck yourself among the ancestors who are in the stuck energy, so that you also too feel the pain of how it feels of not being doing this ancestors healing, wherein again and again you might have received this message from us or from other people also. As and when the days of Pitru Paksha will come, more and more people will design these kind of modules and batches for ancestral healing. The only difference is that we are taking it on a larger comprehensive arrangement, wherein we are stretching this to a complete cycle of 43 days, wherein other people might do this for 1 or 2 days. And as we have learned from our gurus, the ancestors healing cannot be done in 1 or 2 days or in 1 hour or 2 hour session. It has to be done in a form of a comprehensive way, right? Even the inner work, the healing work for the ancestors need to be done for 5 to 6 days on a daily basis, back to back. Only then the energies will be received by the ancestors daily without a break. And same way the rituals for 43 days also has to be done for daily basis, right? Then only you will be able to pass on the energy to the ancestors, because they live in a different dimension. They are not here on 3D plane. You'll have to tear apart many dimensions and reach the ancestral plane to make these energies available to your ancestors. So it's not an easy task, right? So anyways, those guys who have understood these messages and things, I suppose we have given a lot of information for the ancestors healing, about the soul work, inner work, and all the master meditation, energy leakage, and how we'll take back the energy in coming time and everything. So those guys who are serious about it will make a most out of it. Those guys who don't, or keep on thinking, keep on tossing the coin up in the air, head आएगा कि tail आएगा, head आएगा कि tail आएगा, तो यही करते रहो. आपने पूरा ज़िंदगी तो यही किया ही है, ठीक है ना? अभी और मज़ा लेना है, और करो. Because people are able to skip this kind of guidance. The only reason which I feel is that they think they have time. They think this as a movie show, right? अगर मॉर्निंग का मूवी शो मिस हो गया तो मैटिनी देख लेंगे, मैटिनी मिस हो गया तो नाइट शो देख लेंगे. कहाँ जाएगा सर? चैनल ऑन करेंगे और वेब सीरीज स्टार्ट होगा, राइट? बट दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड व्हेन यू आर स्टैंडिंग एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, व्हेन द एंटायर वर्ल्ड इज वाइंडिंग अप, द एंटायर युग इज वाइंडिंग अप, द एंटायर एरा इज वाइंडिंग अप, you won't have much time left to do this thing, right? Already if you see, the time is moving very fast. You see how the time used to move before 2020, before the COVID, and how the time has started moving after the COVID. आफ्टर द कोविड दिस थिंग हैज़ बीन एक्सेलरेटेड. बहुत फास्ट फास्ट चलता है टाइम. आप खुद ध्यान से देखो, पहले जनवरी से अगस्त तक आने में आपको महसूस होता था कितना टाइम बीता, राइट? आपको लगता था नहीं, साल साल जैसा लगता था, दिन दिन जैसा लगता है. एट नाउ 24 घंटा भी फटाफट जा रहा है, दिन जल्दी जल्दी निकल रहा है, महीना जल्दी जल्दी निकल रहा है. द टाइम इज़ मूविंग रियली प्रिटी फास्ट. You don't realize this because you guys are not conscious to notice this thing. Those who are conscious, even among you, might have noticed this. And anyone who has noticed this other than me, before we saying this to you, just let me know in the comment section. Just let me know and please be genuine. Don't just fake around that, nahi nahi sir, हमने भी किया, हमने भी महसूस किया. You know, give some examples also, give some instances also where you have felt. And I've traveled to some of the places, like I've been to my native ancestral place recently, but the time was moving there just like as it used to be in old times when we were born. एकदम उसी तरीके से दिन उसी स्पीड में चल रहा था जैसे उसको चलना चाहिए, जैसे 24 घंटा होता है. एंड इट्स अ वेरी माइथोलॉजिकली ऑल्सो इज़ अ वेरी स्पिरिचुअल एंड रिलीजियस प्लेस. यू कैन, इट हैज़ अटैचमेंट my ancestral village, wherever you call it. I could feel the difference and I was completely surprised. I have seen many cities around the world in the same time frame. The time moves really fast. सुबह से लेके शाम कब हो जाता पता नहीं चलता. But there time was moving very slow. Now I don't understand how is it possible that on same earth at one place the time is moving differently and here the time is moving differently. Those people who go to Kailash, they say time moves very fast there also. कैसे पता चलता है? Within a tour of 7 or 8 days, their hair start growing very fast, their nails start growing very fast over there, right? So they understand time is moving very fast at Kailash, right? So there are many things happening in the universe at the same time. It is like a long show is being winded up. बहुत बड़ा एक मूवी वाइंड अप हो रहा है, तमाशा ख़त्म हो रहा है. सो यू गाइज डोंट हैव मच टाइम. जितना टाइम है, जितना टाइम बॉडी है, जितना टाइम में आपको ये समझ है, जितना टाइम you are being able to access these messages, these YouTube videos, all these guidances, all this informative thing across a social media, anywhere, newspapers, तब तक अपना कर्म कर लो जब तक वर्ल्ड में है एक stable environment to do these things. In future, you won't have even the stable environment to do these things. It will gonna be very much disrupted. It will be absolutely disrupted thing. Those guys who are skipping for future, चूतिए हो तुम लोग. बिना चाहे भी हर बार मेरे को बोलना पड़ता, अखंड चूतिए हो, हरामखोरो तुम लोग. समझ रहे? क्योंकि टाइम वक्त बिल्कुल भी नहीं है, बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. Everything is already set, everything is already designed, everything is already ready. Only the buttons are not pressed. समझ गए तुम लोग? सब कुछ रेडी है. कभी भी तबाही का मंजर आप लोग देख सकते हो, और जब शुरू होगा एक के बाद एक चलता जाएगा. It will not stop. One thing after the other it will happen. And what is the worst part is? Worst part is that all these events will happen the moment you are least expecting it to happen. यानी कि the time जब तुमको लगेगा, जो यूनिवर्सल कॉन्शियसनेस ऐसा होगा कि नहीं अब तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता, अब तो टाइम बीत गया, वी आर डिवाइनली प्रोटेक्टेड, वी आर डिवाइनली गाइडेड, फलाना ढिमकाना, ऑल दोज भोसड़ा. जब यू गाइज आर थिंकिंग इन दैट वे, exactly that will be the time when these things will strike. Right now the world consciousness is that because of so much information flooded in the internet, everybody is expecting आज नहीं तो कल ये होगा, आज नहीं तो कल वो होगा, और हो भी रहा है. Everywhere you see, there are events of wars, there are events of earthquakes, one after the other hitting the. These are not devastation, these are just trailer shows. Don't think I am hinting toward these kind of mini stuffs. Although 7.5 magnitude, 8 point something magnitude of earthquake is a big stuff, but जो होने वाला है, जो मंजर आप लोग को देखना पड़ेगा मरने से पहले, ठीक है ना, तुम्हारा रूह कांप जाएगा देखने के बाद. ये तो ट्रेलर है भाई, ये कुछ भी नहीं है, ठीक है ना. लाइफ जिन कंट्री में अर्थक्वेक गया वहाँ भी नॉर्मल हो गया, घर गिरा, बिल्डिंग गिरा, ब्रिज गिरा, सब गिरा, पर स्टिल दे आर डूइंग, ठीक है ना। पर जब होगा, जिस चीज़ के बारे में मैं आप लोग को इशारा कर रहा हूँ, वो ऐसा होगा कि 100 टाइप की प्रॉब्लम एक बार में एग्जीक्यूट होगा। ऐसा नहीं होगा दैट ओनली अर्थक्वेक, ओके, देयर विल बी 100 प्रॉब्लम्स हिटिंग वंस एट यू। तब नहीं कर पाओगे एनी काइंड ऑफ अ सोल वर्क, इनर वर्क, ट्विन फ्लेम, मेडिटेशन, कुछ नहीं कर पाओगे, राइट। खैर, चूत जितना मर्जी समझाओ, चूतियापंती ही करना है उनको, बेकार है। बिकॉज इट्स नॉट द फर्स्ट टाइम आई सपोज कि मैंने ये सब बातें पहली बार बोला है, या मेरे अलावा भी देयर माइट बी मेनी पीपल who might be talking about all this stuffs. So nobody is talking this for the first time, right? Nobody is talking, you are not hearing this kind of warnings or this kind of message for the first time. Many times you have heard. पर क्या है ना कि चमड़ी मोटा है, चमड़ी मोटा है तो वो जो है ना लाठी का मार जाएगा नहीं। पर जो इवेंट्स होंगे वो आपका जितना मर्जी मोटी चमड़ा हो, भरी सुअर जितना मोटा चमड़ी क्यों ना हो, सबको जो है ना तितर बितर करने वाला है, सब आपका चर्बी निकाल देगा, राइट। माइट बी दैट टाइम यू विल रिमेंबर वॉट वी वर ट्राइंग टू से राइट नाउ, बिकॉज वी और एनी वन हु नोज मैनी थिंग्स won't utter anything apart from giving hints. I don't know. The generic thing is that nobody is supposed to show so much, knowledge in a world, in a system which is so much corrupt, right? जो चाहकर भी नहीं कर सकता, बट कहीं ना कहीं एनर्जेटिकली भी वी फाइंड बाइंडेड बाय द यूनिवर्स कि नहीं मत बोलो। जिनको समझना होगा उसको यूनिवर्स खुद ही as a way of channel messages, they are being informed, they are being alarmed already. और जिनको नहीं है उनको जितना मर्जी कर लो, वो they will not understand until they have to go through all this problem, they have to go through all the sufferings, ठीक है। तो जितना मर्जी तुम लोग मजबूत हो, you won't be able to, as far as I know, the kinds of people who hear our messages, as far as I know, you guys are not that strong enough to witness what is about to take place, ठीक है। तो एनीवेज बोलने का काम था अपना, मैं अपना कर्म कर रहा हूँ, आप लोग अपना कर्म करो, ठीक है ना। तो ऑल दिस थिंग वांट टू कैच अप फॉर द इनर वर्क, दे कैन कनेक्ट विथ अस, एस्ट्रल हीलिंग, कनेक्ट विथ अस, cause you have limited time, utilize it better and utilize more for your soul work, ठीक है ना। 3D रियलिटी में कुछ मज़े लेने हैं तो वो भी कर लो, कुछ खाने को मन है, कुछ पीने को मन है, कुछ घूमने को मन है, वो सब करके ख़त्म कर लो, ठीक है। इन फ्यूचर यू माइट हैव क्रेविंग फॉर, नहीं वो चीज़ खाने को मन कर रहा है पर अब वो मिलता ही नहीं है, अब वो चीज़ अवेलेबल ही नहीं है, तो कैसे खाएं। वहाँ जाने का मन है पर दैट प्लेस डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट एनी मोर, दैट प्लेस इज़ डिवास्टेटेड, तो वहाँ कैसे जाएं, या जाने का मन तो है बट नो फ्लाइट इज़ गोइंग, नथिंग इज़ गोइंग, नथिंग इज़ हैपनिंग, राइट। तो जो आपका 3D रियलिटी में भी जो अपना जो है ना चीज़ें हैं, फिनिश ऑफ दोज थिंग्स ऑल्सो, नो बिग डील, बट it is not a big much of importance whether your 3D desires are fulfilled or not, but it will be a very big curse, it will be a very big slap on your entire lifetime। क्योंकि एक तो ये कुछ बोलने वाली बातें नहीं, तुम्हारा आत्मा को खुद ही पता होना चाहिए सब बातें, ठीक है। पर तुम लोगों को जब कोई बोलने वाला मिल रहा है, ऐसा नहीं सिर्फ मैं बोल रहा हूँ, ओशो के कोई भी जो है ना उठा के देख लो, दैट पर्सन इज टॉकिंग द सेम थिंग, एनी अवेकन्ड सोल फॉर दैट मैटर, तुम जाके उनके मैसेज देख लो, एवरीबडी इज ट्राइंग टू से द सेम थिंग कि अभी चूतियों किस लिए पैदा हुए हो उसको समझो और वो मिशन को टेकअप करो और ख़त्म करो ये राम कहानी, ख़त्म करो ये ड्रामा, ख़त्म करो ये मैट्रिक्स, कम आउट ऑफ दिस। पर तुम लोग के दिमाग में जाता कहाँ ये सब बातें। एंड द प्रॉब्लम विद द अवेकेंड फेलोज इज़ दैट उनको लगता है कि उनके बोलने से, उनके गाइड करने से सबको ही अवेकेंड हो जाएगा, सबको इनलाइटन हो जाएगा, सबको ही मैसेज में समझ में आएगा। ये बहुत बड़ा एक बीमारी है अवेकेंड लोगों का। और जब तक ये भूत उतरती नहीं है वो बंदा कोशिश करता रहेगा, ठीक है ना। बट आई थिंक अमॉन्ग द इवन द अवेकेंड फेलोज, आई एम अ काइंड ऑफ अ वेरी नोटोरियस काइंड ऑफ अ पर्सन, मैं तुम्हारे पिछवाड़े में आरती का थाली तभी तक दिखाऊंगा जब तक मेरा भी एक पेशेंस लेवल है। और एक दिन मैं पूरा आरती का तंबू बना के ना सबके पिछवाड़े में डाल दूंगा आग के गोले के साथ, विच इज़ वेरी सून अबाउट टू हैपन। मैं बोल के करूँगा, ऐसा नहीं कि नहीं बोला और बाद में मज़े ले लिया कि देखा अब आ रहा है ना मज़ा, अब कैसा लग रहा है बात नहीं मानने का। नहीं नहीं नहीं, आई एम वार्निंग ऑल ऑफ यू गाइज हु आर टेकिंग कैजुअली, ठीक है ना। एंड आई वोंट टेक एनी काइंड ऑफ अ कर्मा ऑल्सो कि मैंने किसी को हार्म किया, कुछ किसी को पर्सनली जाके 1-to-1 में लाइन में खड़ा करके नहीं करूँगा। यूनिवर्स विल डू इट ऑन माई बिहाफ, राइट। सो इवन अमंग द अवेकन वंस, मैं मेरे मैसेजेस सुनना, मेरे गाइडेंस सुनने के बाद उसको अनदेखा करना आपको बहुत महंगा पड़ेगा, ठीक है। मैं कुछ भी बोलता हूँ ना तो मैं ऐसे मज़े के लिए नहीं बोलता हूँ। एवरीथिंग आई कैरी द वेट ऑफ व्हाट आई स्पीक, ठीक है। एंड इतनी बार बोलने के बाद भी अगर आप लोग नहीं जागते हो, ठीक है, हर अवेकन फेलो का वो प्रॉब्लम होता ही है। दैट पर्सन थिंक्स दैट इट इज़ सो ईजी टू अंडरस्टैंड, और ये लोग इतना बात भी इतनी सिंपल तरीके से क्यों नहीं समझ में आ रहा है। वाई दैट अदर पर्सन नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड द स्टफ्स विच आई एम एबल टू सी, विच आई एम एबल टू व्यू, बिकॉज इट वेरी मच ऑब्वियस। ऐसा भी नहीं कि कोई कॉम्प्लेक्स रॉकेट साइंस है जिसको आपको बैठ के सीखना है, ठीक है ना। इट इज़ वेरी मच ऑब्वियस, एंड दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम एवरी अवेकन फेलोज गोज थ्रू दिस जर्नी। That person thinks that being awakened and sharing this kind of insights will help the other donkeys, the other fellows also to be awakened. Somewhere that is a kind of a overhyped I think expectation that these fellows have, and that is also passing phase. After this phase we'll stop. When my time will also come, I will stop guiding. But before stopping to guide, I will ensure कि बम्बू हो तुम लोगों का, अच्छा वाला बम्बू हो जाए, ठीक है। क्योंकि बोल के कर रहे हैं ना आप, विदाउट वार्निंग नहीं कर रहे। वी आर वार्निंग प्राइमरली पहले ही, ठीक है, क्या होने वाला है। उसके बाद भी आप मत करो, आप ये करते रहो। यू लिसन लाइक अ स्पिरिचुअल सोल। हम तो बहुत स्पिरिचुअल सोल है सर, हम सुनते हैं, बट एक्ट लाइक अ डॉग्स एंड कैट्स इन योर सोसाइटी। सुनो 10 टाइप की ज्ञान की बातें, एग्जीक्यूट घंटा कुछ ना करो। क्या फ़ायदा ऐसा नॉलेज का, क्या फ़ायदा ऐसा लाइफ का, समझ रहे हो, कोई मतलब नहीं है। नॉलेज है, एग्जीक्यूट नहीं करना है तो कोई मतलब नहीं है, राइट। ये वो सेम हाल अर्जुन का भी हुआ था। ही न्यू हाउ टू फाइट, ही न्यू एवरीथिंग, ही न्यू व्हाई ही वाज देयर ऑन द बैटल फील्ड, ही न्यू व्हाई देयर आर ऑपोजिट फोर्सेज अगेंस्ट हिम, ही न्यू एवरीथिंग, हु द एनिमी इज, व्हाई द एनिमी इज एंड व्हाट्स द रीजन इट्स सच अ बिग वॉर इज बीन ऑर्गेनाइज्ड। पर at the moment when he was expected to do his soul work, what that guy was doing? Crying like a donkey. I won't be able to do it. औरतों के जैसा, छक्कों के जैसा रो रहा था। So Krishna had to do the bamboo for him again, right? Then only Arjun had to understood. And that bamboo was not even ordinary. Krishna had to show him the Vishwaroop, एज अ मास्टर एनर्जी मैनिफेस्टर की फॉर्मेट दिखाना पड़ा, तब जाके उसको अकल आए कि अच्छा दिस गाय इज़ नॉट ऑर्डिनरी फॉर मी, दिस गाय इज समथिंग, दिस द सेम थिंग वी विल ऑल्सो डू इट। ओनली डिफरेंस इज दैट वी वोंट शो दैट काइंड ऑफ अ विश्वरूप coming in front of you with 1,000 hands and 1,000 mouths and all those things and showing everything, that kind of a thing I am not capable to do. I won't do it. But same thing will happen in each and every one of the life, even those who are not listening, in a way of energy, ठीक है। जब बम्बू घुसंड होगा ना, and you will understand कि बंदा क्या बोल रहा था, राइट। और ऐसा भी नहीं कि अभी तक जो बोला है वो हुआ नहीं है, ठीक है। We have always uh, delivered the messages first, what is going to happen, and later on that thing follows, right? You just see the pattern. पहले ही बोल देते हैं, right? And the thing follows later on, right? तो आई डोंट थिंक देर इज़ एनी स्पेस फॉर डिसबिलीफ और डाउट क्या नहीं ये तो फेंक रहा होगा लंबा लंबा, ऐसा थोड़ा ना हो जाएगा, वैसा थोड़ा ना हो जाएगा, तो ठीक है, बम्बू करेंगे ना, समझ में आ जाएगा तुम लोग, ठीक है? विथ नो एनमिटी, विथ नो काइंड ऑफ पर्सनलाइजेशन, विथ नो चूजिंग कि नहीं इसको बम्बू करेंगे, इसको ऐसा नहीं, नो आई डोंट वांट टू कैरी द कर्मा ऑफ डूइंग हार्म टू एनी वन, you know. So when you understand this energy, when you understand how to play with the energy, when you understand how the universe operates and many other things, you will always make sure that you don't be entangled to any kind of a karma while you are executing any kind of a stuff, right? So I won't be doing any kind of a witch work or a black magic where some tiny little person might be thinking कि नहीं ये ऐसा करेगा, कोई गुड़िया बना के उसमें सुई घुसेड़ेगा और ऐसा नहीं. बम्बू तो होगा, सबका होगा, बट यूनिवर्स डिसाइड करेगा किसका होगा किसका नहीं होगा और कितना होगा. यूनिवर्स विल डिसाइड, इट्स नॉट अस, राइट? आई डोंट वांट टू कैरी द बर्डन ऑफ कर्मा ऑफ एनी थिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट, ठीक है? तो मैं क्यों करूँगा ऐसे पर्सनली? नाउ यू अंडरस्टैंड द काइंड ऑफ energy from where we are speaking. You won't get this kind of a message coming out from people around you, from channels around you. They do talk about these topics, but they talk on completely different vibration. You are getting these messages from a completely different vibration. There is a lot of spiritual gap among us and other people for that matter, right? Anyways, anybody wants to ask anything which is they are doubtful, which they don't know, then just let us know, or else we'll wind up. We had a beautiful discussion and beautiful exchange of information to each and every one of you. Anyone? I hope no one. Okay, I'm not getting the comments also popping up. I don't know if they are here or they are not here. Anyway, so we'll wind up. So happy holiday thing, happy weekend, everything's going. Message is there. Now it is up to you, what you are going to do with your soul, with your life, with your spiritual journey. It's all up to you, right? We have done our part by trying to push the importance of all these messages again and again to you in repetitive form, right? Now it is up to you all to decide, right? Okay, bye bye, take care, and yeah, enjoy, bye bye.